What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another film review. Today we're taking a look at The Electric State, which is a movie which is made by the Russo brothers. They did make countless Avengers movies, which all did really well, but personally I think they're having a fall from grace, because this movie just does not live up to them. This movie just does not live up to the Avengers movies in terms of greatness, and it's kind of boring and predictable. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really get into anything too deep or meaningful. It's all very surface level and something that you'd expect from a early writer who's just starting out making movies. So without any further delay, let's take a look at what Google has to say and get into the story of this movie. So it is a Netflix exclusive, so you can only watch this on Netflix if you do pay Netflix a little bit of a subscription, a cheeky little £4.50 a month. It did come out in the year 2025, the year of our Lord, and it does have a 2 hour and 8 minute runtime, and it is a sci-fi adventure movie which has a 6 out of 10 on IMDb and a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 4 out of 10 on Screen Rant. All of those are very, very different, but it does start off with a little bit of a connection between Millie Bobby Brown and her brother, until an accident happens that we don't get told because we skip into the future. The robots rose up because they decide they don't want to be, slaves to humans anymore. They don't want to be forced to work around the clock 24/7 without complaint. So they rise up, they start a war, and this company that made the robots makes another set of robots which are controlled by humans. So they fight, the war is over, humans won, all the robots go to the Electric State, this closed off section of the desert where all the robots live, and they turn into two factions: the Blue Sky faction, which lives in a mall and they want to protect themselves, and the Scabs, which are robots which kill other robots to upgrade themselves and they look like monsters and shit. We then have Eleven, Millie Bobby Brown, I don't remember the name of her character, going to live with foster parents because her parents died because their car ran into a deer. The brother also died, until the brother didn't die because he comes back as a fucking robot, which I called within the first 2 minutes of the movie. So she goes to find a dude who knows how to get in and out of the Electric State, which is our boyo Chris Pratt, and guess what? He has a robot buddy as well. So they go to their hideout, they make friends, they make buddies, then they get attacked by fucking RoboCop, the entire house gets brought down, they end up in the Electric State, they go to the mall, they hire Mr. Peanut and his gang to go check out the scientist helps them, the scientist dies, go back to the mall, mall's destroyed, they do an inspirational speech, they go and try and rescue Robot Boy at the big base, they have a fight, my favorite character dies, until he comes back, the smaller version of himself, very predictable, did not expect him to fully die. Anyway, we then have the kid, quote-unquote dying until he doesn't die at the end of the movie when we see the robot that he was in wake up. And yeah, robots and humans now live in harmony. That's the end of the movie. I'm gonna be honest, all very fucking predictable. I predicted every fucking story beat. Not in my movie, poster, news videos that I did on this previously. I predicted it when I was watching it. As soon as it opened, I fucking knew where this was going. As soon as it introduced Chris Pratt, I was like, oh, damn, you know what, fair enough. And I was correct, technically, he didn't sell her out, but he did change his ways because he grew to like the character, and he did decide to stay and help out in the end, after being like, oh, even I'll let you down. He did go from, the classic sort of, oh, I'm only helping you because I have to and it will help me out in the process, to, oh, I actually want to help you because I actually grew to like you, type shit. He then also had a very weird sexual tension moment with his robot. That came completely out of left field. And there was a couple of dick jokes. The jokes were the best part about this movie. They were shit and they were cheesy, but they did give me a good little giggle because they came out of left field and they came so randomly. But they did make me chuckle because they caught me off guard. The story was very boring, very basic. It's the same shit that we've seen before, where, someone's trapped, they gotta go save him, and, they save him, and in saving them, they have to kill them, but guess what? They're not actually fully dead because they wake up at the end. It's a very, very classic story beat process. There is some great actors here, and it's you have some of the best actors of this century. You have some of the best actors of the time, and you still manage to produce such mediocre piece of movie. It is just so mid. There is nothing that makes it stand out. The CGI is actually really fucking good on this. The robots look really fucking cool. Mr. Peanut was really nice, and I did like the construction bot, Herb. His design was really cool, and I was fucking correct. He's a little dude that can go into a bigger version of himself. That was what I fucking predicted in the news videos. This shit is so predictable. It's not even exciting. The plot twists and the plot drama that came from these sort of shocking moments were fucking predictable from the get-go. I fucking knew that he was going to come back as a robot because, oh, my particles will always be with your particles. My particles will always touch your particles. What the fuck? This shit is so basic. It's so base level movie. I mean, they look like they're having fun when they were filming it. They did try and pull on your heartstrings, and I was called a heartless twat because I genuinely didn't care for any of the characters and the emotion in this movie, except for Herb. I was upset that Herb died, but I knew he wouldn't fully die because he was too much of a vital character to the movie, and movies nowadays, they can't have vital characters die because that would be too sad. Everybody has to live, everybody has to survive, because it leaves it open for a number 2. No one can die, everyone has plot armor. It would have been really impactful if Herb did die and he stayed dead. It would have been really impactful if the boy died and stayed dead. But no, everyone comes back. The only one that truly dies is the fucking annoying magician man, which got like 2 minutes of screen time, because guess what? He wasn't important enough to survive. The taco fucking survived, and then he got blew up, so, you know, the taco managed to die, unfortunately. I thought the taco looked really cool. He looked like a beetle, and I liked his design. I thought it was really cute. But yeah, the big cat also survived, although I thought that fucker died like 3 times. I'm gonna be honest, like, they're not very clear on who dies or how they die, because this dude was like passed out 3 fucking times and I thought he was dead. I thought this dude was a fucking goner, but no, Catboy's still alive. And I don't know why the space robot has a piece of shit on his head. It looks like shit. It genuinely looks like a lump of shit on his head. I do not like that character design. The character connection between Millie Bobby Brown and her brother felt very forced. They didn't feel like they had any connection at all. It just felt like fake forced drama that wasn't really there. I don't know if it was the actor's fault or the writing's fault, but it just didn't feel like they were truly connected. I felt like Chris Pratt had a lot more connection to Millie Bobby Brown, like with their friendship arc. But that's because we got to see Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt actually interact through most of the movie. We don't get to see the kid interact with Millie Bobby Brown. We just get to see the robot version of him interact with Millie Bobby Brown, and that isn't cool because it doesn't look like him, and it doesn't talk like him. It's like Bumblebee. He only has a set amount of voice lines, which he can interchange. Which, you know what, his voice lines are actually pretty fucking useful. Like, they're still easy to understand. So, I don't get the issue there with, like, the language barrier. Like, his voice notes were pretty understandable. Of, let's team up. Oh no, the moon is in danger. You know, basically, you're in danger, and oh, let's work together. You know, pretty base level shit. And Chris Pratt was like the best part about this movie. Him and Herb were the best part about it. I liked Chris Pratt's long hair. I'm upset that he cut it by the end of the movie and he got guilt tripped by a fucking hair cutting robot. It was kind of shitty, but I saw it coming as soon as the hair robot came out after the mall destruction and went, like, it was clear he was getting a haircut. But still, like, this movie was just so predictable. And it made it very uninteresting and unexciting because you already knew what was going to happen before it happened. It's like the movie was spoiling itself before you could come into, like, contact with what was actually going to happen. So it just made it seem very redundant and boring and stale. And again, it is like a story that we've seen countless times before. So again, it doesn't make it really stand out in any interesting way. I did think it was cool with how the tech was being fully supported by his brain because he's, like, mega smart. Although I don't understand how that would work. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that would work. Like, 8 million people on the planet Earth are all interacting with this kid's brain to basically go on holiday and, like, actually work. So all 8 billion doing 2 different lives, which technically basically means 16 billion lives being ran through this kid's brain. That shit's insane. That shit is fucking wild. This kid is like fucking huge brain. I don't get the science behind it, but I thought it was the most interesting aspect of the movie. Overall, like I said, this movie's quite mid. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Can't give it any higher because I probably wouldn't watch it again, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it to anybody unless they literally had nothing else to watch. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all next one. Hope you all have an excellent day. And goodbye. Stay home and stay safe. If you do have anything else that you'd like me to watch, please do let me know down in the comments below. And I'll see you all in the next one. And toodles. Bye-bye. I don't know how to end this video.